The Wrestle Ramble is proudly partnered with Dubby Energy. Dubby is a fast-growing energy formula designed to give you laser focus without the jitters or crash. Whether you're a gamer, content creator, or just in need of an energy boost, Dubby has you covered. Visit dubby.gg and use code WrestleRamble to save 10% off your order at checkout. A special thank you again to Dubby Energy for partnering with us here at the Wrestle Ramble. Logan hits a frog splash that Michael Cole on commentary calls the Paul from Grace, and I about put my fucking head through my monitor whenever he said that. Hello and welcome to the Wrestle Ramble, the podcast that discusses professional wrestling. And there is so much to talk about. I am your host, Angelus Walker, better known as Cyber Angelus X over on YouTube, but you can call me AJ for short. Now, you might have noticed I swapped and kind of mixed up the intro a little bit because, at least here for a little bit, going forward, there is just so much happening with wrestling right now. And being involved with it, watching it, taking note of it, there's so much that I really want to talk about and I really want to cover. And I really want to start doing that and not really kind of pigeonhole myself, I guess, and sticking with a very niche topic in WCW in 2000, which I am very much gonna still cover. Don't be worried about that or anything, because I very much enjoy the unstructured chaos that WCW in 2000 was, and it's really fun to just watch. See, I don't watch WCW in 2000 for logic. I watch it because I want to see mayhem and be confused about what's going on my screen. That's what I'm looking for. That's why I watch WCW in 2000. But I understand that's a refined taste, I guess. But I also have enjoyed talking about modern day WWE because it has actually been really good, and I've kind of been keeping up with it for a little bit, and about a year or so actually now. Good God, that's kind of weird. that's kind of wow, that's really weird. I've been keeping up with it consistently for about a year. And it's steadily gotten better, I'll say. At least I've enjoyed what I've seen enough to the point that I've wanted to talk about it. And it did take a little bit. It took a good while for me to land on this decision because I really did want to kind of solely stick with WCW, at least for a little bit, as far as season 1 was concerned. But I'm going to change it up here on the fly. I think it'll be good to cover, to mix in here and there and kind of have a mix of both, and almost kind of do my own little Monday Night Wars almost. I think that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, that'd be really cool to do, honestly. Gave myself an idea. But I think I am going to mix it in here and there. The next episode, I do want to talk about WCW, and so that is going to be Thunder. And so, actually, no. mistakes were made. I lied. The next episode is actually going to be Worlds Collide, because that is supposed to be going on here soon. I'm not sure what time that's actually supposed to start. I think it's already started. I think it was on YouTube, actually. I'm over here on Peacock, like, is the show going to start or what? I'm on the wrong site. Silly me. Silly me. So the next episode, ooh, okay, hold on, pause. So I go on YouTube and Resident Evil Requiem, what is this? Hold on. Let me save, let me go ahead and add that to my watch later. We're going to come back to that. That's real interesting. Hold on, new Biohazard game? That's what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, we're going to come back to that later. But we're going to pull up Worlds Collide right now. That's going to be the next episode following today's episode, which you can tell by the title. We are covering Night 2 of Wrestlemania. I just finished watching that just a couple of minutes ago, and woo! We have got some stuff to talk about. But even before then, we have got some other wrestling-related stuff that we are going to talk about. Because I'm actually, as I said, 1 second. Just give me two shakes of a lamb's tail. I'll be ready with you. I am pulling up Worlds Collide right now. And so that will be the next episode. Woo! My goodness. All right. We're going to take a second. We're going to take a breather. I've got Worlds Collide pulled up. Oh, man. This is going to be good. This is going to be really good. I'm excited for this one. I am excited for this one. Man. So now that we've got things kind of in working order. All right. WrestleMania today. Next episode, Worlds Collide. Episode following that, Thunder. We got a lot to cover. First thing that I want to talk about. From the last episode, I have worked 2 wrestling shows, which absolutely incredible experience. Both have been so much fun, and gosh, if you would have told young me that I would actually have a working gig as a cameraman in wrestling, I would have just flipped my shit. Let me be real, okay? Absolutely incredible. First show that I worked was actually DCW, and that was over in Selma, North Carolina. It was DCW Claim the Throne, and a first-time experience for me. Okay, ooh, Worlds Colliding. Yeah, Worlds Collide is starting. As I said, I have that playing in the background. First experience for me. I actually did some pre-production stuff. I had a little sheet and everything, had a list of tasks for me to do, and I had to go around and talk with the wrestlers and go over everything and get them to record their promos, get the shots of them coming in. And so talking with them and getting everything squared away was just incredible. I felt like my own type of director almost, and it was just the best experience. I got there around 3:00, and pretty much from that time up until seconds after the show had started, I was running around and doing stuff and recording the promos and recording the clips and everything. It was just balls to the wall, man. So from recording the stuff backstage and I'm hearing the music start out in the arena, and I'm like, I'm recording, the show's starting, I have to go. So once I got done with that, I had to quickly run out to the arena, grab the camera, we start recording the show. It was hectic, but it was incredible. Controlled chaos, that's the best way to put it, but it was absolutely fun, and I loved every second of it. And so from there on, everybody had an incredible performance. And if you haven't made it out to one of the DCW shows, I highly encourage you to come out. It is great professional wrestling. You will not be disappointed by any means. You will have a great time. We have the snacky snacks. It's a great environment. You know, you can come and get a few pictures. Come and get come and get your championship signed. You know, just hang out with us. You'll enjoy yourself. It's been a real great time working out at DCW, and I'm glad this is one of the first companies that I'm starting out with. It's been a real great experience working with them. And then I also worked my second AML show actually over in Winston-Salem, over at the Benton Convention Center, I think it was called. Second show working for them, and man, that was being able to record legends like JBL and being able to record Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson and AJ Francis. It's just the best experience, you know. It's insane to me because I still just view myself as the biggest fan, and I'm just having a blast just being there. But I really want to take a second and say thank you to both AML and DCW for allowing me to come out to these shows and be the cameraman. It's been an absolutely incredible time working for both companies, and as it turns out, for the rest of the year, I will actually be working at the AML shows, which was incredible news for me. I couldn't be happier, and I just thank you. That's really all I could say. And of course, I was already working the DCW shows, of course. So I now have two companies that I will be doing work for the rest of the year. And so my calendar is looking a little bit busier. And so it's been fun, and I look forward to each and every show. And I absolutely could not be happier or more honored for this. And it gives me a lot to look forward to when I have the ability to step into the ring. And I'm hoping that'll be sooner rather than later. And so until that time comes, thank you. I absolutely love what I do. It has been the biggest honor. And I actually will be working my first WrestleCade as well, and so that's going to be what is happening? I'm involved with wrestling, baby. We're in here. We're doing this. We are getting it done. I am so excited. It's incredible. And two guys that I've had the privilege of working with, they're making strides in the wrestling business right now. They're doing work. My boy Jay Malachi, aka Javon Evans, he made his SmackDown debut, and he will actually be wrestling for the North American Championship on the Worlds Collide show. I'm not sure if the match has happened yet. I actually went back to the beginning, so we're gonna see what happens with that, and I'll be covering that, as I said. But yeah, he made his SmackDown debut, and so congratulations. I'm proud of you, my boy. You absolutely deserve it. And speaking of Jay, his long time tag team partner Jackson Drake has become the first ever Evolve champion. I couldn't be more proud of those two. Y'all are absolutely killing it. Absolutely killing it, man. It was an honor to share the locker room with you, and I couldn't be more prouder. As I said, you guys absolutely deserve everything that's coming your way, and there's a lot more that'll be coming in those guys' future, and I'm so happy that I have the honor to see them grow in the wrestling business. They're gonna go far. They are absolutely gonna go far. Mark my words. So much wrestling. It's good for the soul. We love it. We love to see it. Whew, this has been a long intro. I know. But we're going to get to the meat and potatoes of today's episode. Today's episode, as I said, it is Wrestlemania Night 2, and we have got so much to talk about. I don't know if it was as good as Night 1, but we'll see. We will see. Go ahead and grab those cold ones and pop one open, because Saturdays are for the boys. And you know what? Instead, this time of popping one open, I actually got myself a tub. Your boy had to go and get another tub. I had been down. I had been frustrated. I had been annoyed with some of the energy drinks that I had recently. And it had been a while since I had ordered a tub of Dubby. And so you know what I had to do? I had to order me another Beach and Peach. And let me tell you, that shit is good. When I tell you that it hydrates me, it gives me a little extra boost, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Oh, baby. Let me give me another shake real quick. We're going to go ahead and pop one open, because Saturdays are for the boys. And with that being said, let's jump into Night 2 of WrestleMania.
Is your job affecting your health? Do you become fatigued? Does working take time away from family and social events like watching wrestling? There's an easy solution. Sue your boss. See, the great thing about this country is you can sue anyone for pretty much anything, and you'll probably win, or at least get a settlement. At the firm of Rakin & Ponzer Personal Injury Attorneys, we can show you how falling down and howling like a sissy can result in a large damage award from your employer. We also specialize in awards for injuries suffered in auto, bus, and train accidents, and can even train you to throw yourself in front of a bus and pretend to be injured. Hey, that's why they pay for insurance. Call the law offices of Rakin & Ponzer and get ready to enjoy a life of luxury.
So, I was playing Grand Theft Auto 3 the other day, okay? And that came over the radio. And that was the funniest shit I have ever heard. And I absolutely, when I heard it, I said I had to play this on the podcast. This is too funny. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I might have that as a snippet every now and again, because that's pretty damn funny. Yeah, at least I think that's funny. And speaking of Grand Theft Auto, oh my God, it is so frustrating, okay? Before we jump into Night 2, let me vent my frustrations real quick, okay? So I have been playing Grand Theft Auto 3, the definitive edition, on my YouTube channel, okay? I've been playing it, and one day I went to record the next episode. Okay? I go to record the next episode, and lo and behold, imagine my surprise whenever my login doesn't work. So my login doesn't work, and I'm like, I'm sure my password is correct. I don't know why you're doing this. Well, turns out the license expired. And because the license expired, I now have to buy Grand Theft Auto. And it is $20 hairs. Now, I know what you're thinking. $20 hairs, that's not a lot. Truth be told, it's not. It's okay. I think it might go on sale sometimes. Actually, I don't know. I might have hallucinated that it's $20. It might be $30. It's either 20 or 30, one or the other. So, I know what you're thinking. That's not a lot. Right? Well, in my mind, I'm like, well, if I'm going to buy the definitive edition, then I might as well buy the PC version. Well, fuck you. Because if you want to buy the definitive edition of Grand Theft Auto, what am I saying? If you want to buy GTA 3 by itself, you can't. Because you have to buy all of them. So I can't play Grand Theft Auto. And so I was thinking, well, I have the original 3, the PC version, in my library. Well, what if I modded it? And so I'm in the process of modding Grand Theft Auto 3. And once I have modded it and I can get it up and running, I'm going to get back to where I was in the story and then pick up on the channel from there. So I just had to vent that real quick. Sorry, that was kind of frustrating. Night 2 of Wrestlemania. All right. So we start outside Allegiant Stadium, and Fiend is playing, and I already want to jump off a bridge. Like, oh my God. I had to power through this show because I am so tired of that song. They played it so much leading up to the show. I was like, fuck this song. I'm not a fan of it. Not a fan. Really not a fan. But I skipped through all that, and we go to a recap of Night 1. Night 1 was real fucking good. I'm just saying. Night 1 was real fucking good. We start in ring with Stephanie McMahon, and she welcomes us to WrestleMania, but she welcomes us with a remix of her theme song, and this is the first time I'm hearing it, and so it kind of caught me off guard, if I'm being honest. I'll be honest, I skipped through a lot of the talking portion in the beginning just to avoid hearing the song again, because I'm really tired of that fucking song. So we start with the Women's World Championship match. It's Io Sky versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley. Bianca gets booed as soon as her music started. Why? I never understood this. She won the Elimination Chamber, and she has every right to be in the match. And yet, leading up to it, Rhea Ripley, who lost cleanly to Io, right, just bitching and complaining and constantly trying to interject herself into the Women's World Championship picture. Just gotta nudge yourself right in there. Pardon me, just make my way right in there. If anything, I was booing Rhea in this match. why are you here? She lost the world title because of her own distractions in her match with Io on Raw. So, por qué? To kind of rebound from this, I wouldn't be surprised if Rhea won the Money in the Bank tonight. Rhea comes out with a crown of skeletons on her head, but it's pretty badass, not gonna lie. Whatever the white powder Rhea has on her face, makeup, I guess, whatever that shit is that y'all do, there's too much of it, and she looks like the Joker. This was a really good match. I really enjoyed this one. So, Bianca hits 2 suplexes and then some high knees while holding Io in a suplex position, and that was crazy, man. She's really good. I really enjoy Bianca. I think some people's issue with her might be, I guess she's more or less still the same character that she was from NXT, which, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess. But I will say, I think I saw somewhere that someone was comparing the booking of Bianca, like how Vince booked her and how Triple H books her. And they were also saying kind of how he didn't really know how to book her in NXT either. I don't know if that's necessarily true. There could be some merit to it, I suppose. More than anything, just watch to enjoy, feller. If you enjoy it, enjoy it. If you don't, well, then you'll be the guy that I saw posting about it on Facebook. And you're on social media complaining about it. Anyway, Io goes for a Hurricane Rana on Bianca to the outside, or on the outside, excuse me. But Bianca catches her, and then she swings her into the barricade. And then she goes to swing her into Rhea Ripley, but then Rhea catches her and then assists in swinging her into the barricade, which that just had to fucking hurt 7 ways from Sunday. Like, there was no pleasant landing from that. Rhea has a submission hold locked in on Io. Bianca comes in and lifts her right out of it and into the KOD position. That was pretty cool. That was really cool. I really like that. Moonsault attempt by Io denied by both Rhea and Bianca. Io looks for a springboard drop kick, and it takes out Rhea Ripley, and she does her 2 kip-ups how she does, which that's just a crazy feat of athleticism. I don't think I could do that. I might hurt myself trying to do that. And she points at her, but Bianca says, fuck all that, and then pounces her soul out. 450 from Bianca and a pin attempt, but nope, there's Rhea. She hits she hits a riptide on Bianca, only for a 2 count fall though. Rhea goes to the top rope, and she looks to hit a riptide on Io from up there, but Io counters, and then she goes for the over the moonsault. Let me walk you through this. So Io goes for the over the moonsault, right? Rhea gets the feet up. Io deadass bounces off of her feet, stumbles backwards into the waiting arms of Bianca, who hits a KOD into the pinfall, but it gets broken up by Rhea Ripley. This was a beautiful sequence. Love this. Love this right here. From there, we get a reverse Rana attempt off the top rope by Io on Rhea Ripley, who holds on and then brings her back like reverse Alabama slamming style, and just swings her face first into the ring post. That was unpleasant as fuck. Bianca comes in and she has Rhea in KOD position. Ripley lands on her feet though, and then they throw fists for a second. There's a Riptide counter by Bianca, that was really nice. Just slides right down the back. She then whips her with her braid, and every time she does this, and we see the result afterward, like the bruising left, I just, ugh. Sweet baby Jesus. From there, she hits the KOD on Rhea. And then from out of frame, Io comes in and hits the over the moonsault on both. And then she pins Bianca, getting the 3 count. This was a fantastic finish. Loved this. Great way to start the show. Watch this match. Io retains, and I am all for this. Couldn't be happier. Next up, we get Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest in a street fight. And the version of Cut You Down they used by Johnny Cash for the promo, it sounds like a rendition that would be on an episode of Riverdale or some shit. Like, it sounds like it would be on a CW show. It really does. Tell me I'm wrong. So we get Doomslayer Drew McIntyre out first. I'm so fucking here for this. I love this shit right here. He should have worn the helmet, though. That would have been more badass. That would have been even better. And, God, I haven't played the new Doom yet, but it looks so fucking good. I need it in my life and just inject it into my veins. I'm actually playing through Doom 3 right now in VR, off cam, and I'm actually playing Doom Eternal at work. So I'm making my way through those two, and I'm a little bit further along in Doom 3 than Doom Eternal, but I've been having fun playing both. And God, Doom Eternal has just been, it's a lot of fun. I love it. It's really good. It's really good. I got to get my own copy though. I got to get my own copy and play it whenever I'm not at work. But it's been a lot of fun, and I definitely recommend if you haven't played, which I know I'm late to the game. And I also recommend playing Doom 3 if you have not played that, and play that shit in VR. Holy shit. Completely different experience, okay? Because I had played Doom 3 previously, prior to that. I played it on the original Xbox. I played it on the Nintendo Switch. Just those two, the Xbox and the Nintendo Switch. But I never completed it. So, and I also played it on PC for a little bit, but my computer at the time couldn't really run it. But then I started to play it a little bit whenever I initially got my Steam Deck. And so I'm also continuing my playthrough on the PC version right now. So I had played it previously prior to playing it in VR, but playing it in VR is a completely different experience, man. If you have not experienced Doom in VR, experience it. It is horrifying. It is exhilarating. It's so much fun. Do it. I highly recommend. I'm getting off track, but I could talk about Doom for just hours. And even Drew's nameplate had demons in it, and that was so fucking cool. And Pat just starts naming off Doom characters. And just in case you couldn't tell, he's a gamer, folks. Armor on the Pecker the night before. Cocker Demons tonight. You're on a roll, Pat. Kerry King. I had to take this name. I had to do just like, I don't know, I had an aneurysm just trying to figure this out. I don't know why. Things happen, okay? Kerry King, lead person for Slayer, is here to do Damian Priest's song. And Damian Priest making his way out in his PS2 God of War looking ass entrance. Like, tell me I'm wrong. His entrance, whenever it starts, it literally looks like the menu from the original God of War on PS2. Tell me I'm wrong. And whenever he does his braids like that in the back, he just looks like the Predator. Like, he just looks like a bisexual Undertaker Predator. But, oh my God, what a sentence. Wow, what a sentence. Yeah, he looks like that with a God of War PS2 entrance. I am a rock star. I am an outlaw. I am a priest. Damian Priest. So the match starts, and Drew is immediately on the attack. We're throwing fisticuffs immediately. This is a classic heavyweight throwdown, folks. And so we get a suplex on the ramp by Drew early on, which, hey, I love a good suplex on the ramp, you know, gotta really shtick it to him with it. But Drew hits Priest with the steps a couple of times, and then he grabs his brother's phone to take a selfie while Priest is on the ground in pain. Lol. Drew does a dive over the top, taking Priest out. He's just showing out at this point, really. So Drew also goes for a Claymore, but at this point, Priest is able to rebound, at least for a second, and he throws a chair, but I think Drew was able to get his hands up just enough to actually where the hell am I from? to actually block it or deflect it, because Drew is able to rebound relatively quickly and comes right back and hits the Claymore. My God, I am having a moment. Drew goes for the Claymore, but Priest throws a chair, and I think Drew is actually able to get his hands up just enough to kind of deflect it or block it enough, because he rebounds relatively quickly and then comes back and then hits the Claymore and then goes into a pinfall for 2. Drew, obviously upset by this, he goes and grabs a steel chair and then he puts it around the neck of Damian Priest, and then he wants to hit the Claymore again, but as he's running up to hit the Claymore, Priest catches him and chokeslams him. That was pretty damn cool. That was a really cool visual with the chair over the head. Razor's Edge from Damian Priest puts McIntyre through a table, and it only gets a 2 count though. And Drew McIntyre says, "Fuck you, I'll one-up that." Future Shock on top of the steps, and this gets a 2 count. Oh, wow. Dominic is getting his ass whooped. That's not surprising at all. I'm not sure who's getting his ass whooped by. I'm going to have to watch this match back, but that's going to be funny to talk about. Liv Morgan is... My God. Back to WrestleMania. Damian Priest goes for Old School, but Drew says you will not, in fact, hit Old School today. In fact, you can fuck off. And he shoves him off, and he goes flying to the outside and goes through 2 tables that Drew had set up earlier. Drew sets up Damian Priest in position. Octagon Jr. Dominic is throwing fisticuffs with Octagon Jr. That's pretty cool. So Drew set Damian Priest up in position. There was a steel chair that was set up in between 2 turnbuckle pads that Damian Priest had set up earlier. And so Drew sets his head up in position right in front of the chair. He goes to the opposite corner and then hits that fucking Claymore. And the sound that it makes. Oh my God, that was fucking gnarly. Claymore, head into the chair, pins his ass for 3. McIntyre is victorious at WrestleMania. Dope ending. Dope ending. That was real cool. Like that one too. Next up, we get the Fatal 4-Way for the Intercontinental Championship. Penta makes his way out first, and they mention the AAA acquisition, which I'm still stunned by. I still can't believe I'm watching this joint show between the Fed and AAA, and so I love this. Like, I was thinking about getting into AAA anyway, and so I think I might no, I can't even watch something about AAA later because Money in the Bank is later. There's so much wrestling. There's no shortage of wrestling just injected into my veins. Let's go. So much. So much. Dominic makes his way out next, and he struggles to get his mask off. I wonder if he would actually wrestle with a mask at some point. Probably not, because I'm pretty sure I heard in an interview or something, or he might have been talking on a podcast, and he was saying that the reason why the other luchadors wear masks is because they're ugly and he's handsome. So I don't think he would wear a mask, but it would be kind of cool if he wore a mask. Something similar to Rey Mysterio, kind of like a next generation Mysterio type mask. But I don't know, in another lifetime. Or can you do that in 2K25? Like, can you put a mask on people? I don't have the game, so I don't fucking know. I kind of want it though. If anybody would like to gift it to me, that would be greatly appreciated. And hell, I'll do a YouTube series or some shit on it. That game looks absolutely dope. So, Conan is on commentary. Okay, Conan is on commentary with Corey Graves for the Worlds Collide, or at least for this next match. So that's gonna be real cool. Conan, he's play his fucking music, man. Commentary though on the Fatal 4-Way just gets quiet for a good while Dominic is making his entrance. Like, they get quiet for a noticeable amount of time. Jacked Irish Minion is out next. God, man. Finn, this music sucks. Your gear sucks. All of it sucks. This is not it, Finn. What are you doing? We had it with Prince Finn in NXT, and then we lost it. And this is not it. We had it, and then it just went to the bin. I don't know where we went wrong, but whatever Finn is doing right now, this ain't it, Chief. Okay? God, just... And the cameraman zooms in on the WrestleMania patch on Finn's ass. Thanks for that. Braun's music hits, and it sounds like some shit from the Devil May Cry remake. You know the one. Devil May Cry from 2013, where Dante looks like a Twilight character. Yeah, that one. Well, let me just first say, this match was great. Love this one, and the ending, fantastic. So let's jump into it, okay? So Braun goes for Dom immediately. Penta spins him around, and he says, "What's up, bitch?" And he eats her right. Judgment Day attack Braun from behind. Yeah. So the part where Penta sets Finn up for the Penta driver, and then Braun comes in and then grabs Penta and then suplexes them both was chef's kiss. Braun then goes for the spear, and Penta is able to dodge this though, and so Braun is actually gonna eat the post. Where the hell did Carlito come from? I didn't see him at all. Like maybe I'm just unobservant. Or I don't know what happened. He just came from nowhere. He might as well be a figment of my imagination. Judgment Day tries to suplex Braun at one point, and then he counters and hits a stalling suplex on both, and that was crazy. This motherfucker is strong. He's fast. He's scary. Whenever they say that Braun might be the next big thing in the Fed, he very well could be. Paul seems to think it. Seth seems to think it. We'll see. We'll see what happens the next couple years. It's going to be really interesting. Dom tries for the 619 on Finn Balor, but Finn catches him. He sweeps the leg, and then he just starts to stomp his ass out. You know, he was taking out some personal frustrations there. But Penta sneaks up from behind. He hits a Penta driver. Braun is able to break it up, though. Carlito brings the rope down as Braun is actually bouncing off of it. Braun runs across the announce tables and spears Carlito, and that was fucking epic. Loved that. Braun then gets back in the ring, spears Penta. 619 to Braun, though. Dominic comes in. He sneaks up from behind. 619 to Braun. And then as Dominic is going up to the top rope to hit the frog splash, Finn Balor gets up on the apron and picks the leg of Dominic Mysterio. Finn goes up to the top rope, hits the coup de grace on Braun Breaker. And then Dominic Mysterio comes flying in with the frog splash on Finn Balor and then pins Finn for 3 and is the new Intercontinental Champion. And I gotta admit, this one actually made me pretty happy. I don't know why. You know, I wasn't really a big Dominic Mysterio fan. You know, I thought it was pretty cool, pretty alright, everything that he was doing. I didn't really mind it, but I was really happy to see him win the Intercontinental Championship for some reason. And seeing now that he's going to have a Intercontinental Championship match with, what was it? Octagon Jr., I think. That's going to be kind of interesting. I'm really, really interested to see how that goes and really excited for that one. And so far, I've really enjoyed seeing Dominic as the Intercontinental Champion. I don't know. I wouldn't say that it gives me... I wouldn't say that it gives me Eddie Guerrero, like, European Intercontinental, like, Eurocontinental Champion in 2000. I wouldn't say it really gives me those vibes. Kind of, but not really. But New Age, if that makes sense. Kind of, but not really. Similar vibes. At least to me. That's what I think. But I was really, really happy with him winning the Intercontinental Championship. And seeing how Braun rebounded from that, and he's now with Paul and Seth and Bronson Reed. I think he might have actually got a little bit of a good deal from that, because he's now been elevated to that heavyweight title scene. And so he's gonna be a force to be reckoned with in the heavyweight division. And sooner rather than later, they're gonna put the heavyweight belt on him. Dominic doesn't have enough of celebrating, okay? Because he's about halfway up the ramp and he says, we're not fucking done. I'm not done. Round 2, baby. Here we go. And he sprints back to the ring and gets some more celebration time in. He said, I'm going to soak this bitch in. I'm going to take it all in. And Dirty Dom is going to party all night long as your new intercontinental champion. Next up, we get a Randy Orton WrestleMania highlight package. It's pretty cool to see all the WrestleMania matches that he's had. And it's kind of weird to think that I've seen a good portion of them. But, oh man, I've been watching this for so long. So, Randy cuts a promo and he says whoever comes out will meet the most 3 dangerous, yada, 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 that whole shtick. And who is his opponent? Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. The TNA World Heavyweight Champion. I believe it is Joe Hendry. And man, we live in such a crazy timeline. AAA acquisitions, the TNA World Champion is here, all on the same show. I'm just baffled. TNA at WrestleMania, what the fuck is happening? I am bumfuzzled. And can we talk about the fact that since this has happened, I'm pretty sure it was Joe Hendry, right? Question mark? He was the champ, right? I don't know. I don't really watch NXT. But can we talk about the fact that Trick Williams is the TNA World Champion? Can we talk about the fact that a WWE contracted wrestler is the TNA World Heavyweight Champion? What is this timeline that we live in? A WWE wrestler is the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. WWE has acquired AAA. WWE has a partnership with TNA. I'm convinced that this is just a fever dream and I'm going to wake up at some point. Football leagues, right? Other companies are involved. We have cooperative shows between the two companies with the Worlds Collide show. And there's much more to come. There's so much more. Holy crap. DX is in charge. Triple H is running Raw and SmackDown. Shawn Michaels is the head with NXT. John Cena is heel. The Rock is heel. It's an insane time for wrestling. I believe in Joe Hendry, and I also believe this match lasted about 5 minutes. So, Randy goes for an RKO right out of the gate, but Joe counters with a roll-up for 2 and then poses on his ass. Do you believe, Randy? Do you believe in magic? So, Joe looks like he wants to hit a choke slam on Randy Orton, and Randy just looks around like, what the hell are you doing? Pokes him in the eyes and then just does his comeback. Fuck you. RKO counter from Joe Hendry into a fallaway slam and a kip up into the pose and the zoom in into the RKO, and that's all she wrote. Thanks for coming. That was quick. You made it to the show, kid. That's all you get. The TNA logo was featured. That's about all you're going to get. Randy helped him to his feet afterwards, only to hit another RKO. And then he steals his pose and then does his pose. Randy's just having fun at this point. What a guy. Next up is the AJ Styles versus Logan Paul match, though, and a video package of AJ Styles that has both footage of his TNA run and his WWE run just warms my soul. It warms my soul. Then I saw Logan's face, and it ruined it. Logan is out first, and I skipped his entrance. Let's be real. There's a Prime makes me gag sign. That's pretty funny. And it's kind of funny that the TNA World Champion was in the last match, and then AJ Styles is in this next one. I mean, you know, AJ, if you want to take a trip down to TNA real quick, that TNA World Championship has got your name on it. It's got your name on it. I'm just saying. Hey, look, you don't even have to take a trip to TNA. All you got to do is just take a trip to NXT. There you go. Get yourself that TNA World Championship. I'm just saying. Same goes for you, EO. I mean, hey, you know, if you want to just take a trip to Stardom real quick, you know, that World of Stardom Championship's got your name on it. It's got your name on it. I'm just saying. I am just saying. So at one point in the match, Logan grabs the drone from his entrance, and it starts to fly, and we stick with its cam for a little bit. Logan hits a frog splash that Michael Cole on commentary calls the Paul from Grace, and I about put my fucking head through my monitor whenever he said that. Paul hits an overbomb on Styles for 2. And he also hits a leg drop for Hulk Hogan, brother. Styles gets his comeback in, though. He hits a brainbuster on Logan for 2. And then he goes for the forearm, but Paul catches him on the top rope as he's coming in. And then he has him in a fireman's carry position. From there, he hits a steamroller, and then he hits a lion salt from one side of the ring to the other, which that was pretty damn impressive. And so, you know, I'm not hating on Logan's wrestling ability. He's a quite credible wrestler, I will say. He is really good in the ring. You can't hate on him for that. He does possess a feat of athleticism that a lot of people wish they do, or at least a lot of people wish they had. And so they did say on commentary that they think that a lot of the hate that Paul gets might come from jealousy. And I think that is a good portion of it because of Logan's story. You know the story. Of course you know the story. You know, the YouTuber, all the followers, all that bullshit, yada yada. I'm not going to go over that malarkey. You already know all that. But I do think a lot of people do hate on Paul because of that. I am not one of those people. I actually think what he has built is quite respectable. He has built his brand up from the ground up. Self-made man, and so that is, you can't hate on him for that. And he is a great wrestler. He does possess almost a natural talent, I would say, for wrestling. And I think that makes a lot of people angry that he's just that good at it. Yes, he is still green, but the potential is there. And it's just like anything, you know, the more he does it, the better at it he will get. You know, it's the same with me and being a cameraman. You know, the more shows I work and the more I study wrestling, the better I'll get. You know, so it's just one of those things. But I think for what it is for me, at least, his face is annoying and it's just very punchable. That's really all it is. And he's just kind of annoying as a person. let's just be real. And I also feel like I've been able to read people's vibes pretty well. And yeah, he's just annoying, and he just kind of gives me those douchey vibes. But aside from that, he is a pretty good wrestler. He's not a great wrestler. The potential is there, but he is a pretty good wrestler, I will say. And he is a self-made man outside of that, entrepreneurship and all that. He's built his brand up, built his company. Can't hate on him for that. His face is just fucking annoying. And he cannot keep his tongue in it. I don't know why he always has to have the tongue out, but my guy, I need you to keep your tongue in your face hole, okay? Keep the tongue in your face hole, all right? Please. Paul hits a buckshot lariat on Styles for 2. He then steals the Styles Clash, and then upon landing, Styles rolls through and immediately hits a Styles Clash of his own, which that was really cool. That was really clean. And then there was some weirdo out there with some brass knuckles, but it didn't matter because Killer Kross was there to stop him, and he was like, not today, bitch. Not on my watch. So Styles comes to the outside, and then he just tosses old dude, whoever the hell that was. He just tossed his ass away like a sack of hot rocks. And so Killer Kross, he set the knuckles down on the apron, and so he begs AJ Styles to use the knuckles and on commentary they were saying to resort back to his evil ways. Get it? Because his TNA theme, evil ways. Get it? Ha ha ha. So Killer Kross is begging him to use the brass knucks. Styles says, "Eat my shorts." Punches his ass in the face. Styles goes to hit the forearm, but he misses and rolls through. Logan throws that titanium-loaded right, hits his finisher, and that's all she wrote. Logan beats Styles, and this makes me sad, and my God, keep your tongue in your face hole. So next up is the Women's Tag Team Championship matchup. But before we get into that matchup, I want to take a second to say that this episode of the Wrestle Ramble podcast is powered by Dubby Energy. Dubby is a fast-growing energy formula that'll get you laser-focused, and there's no worries about the jitters or crash because it's sugar-free. Ooh, gots to love that. Now, whether you're a gamer, content creator, or you're just looking for that extra energy boost, you might need an extra pep in your step. Dubby has you covered. Now visit dubby.gg and use code WrestleRamble to save 10% off your order at checkout. And a special thank you again to Dubby Energy for partnering with us here at the Wrestle Ramble. Now, back to the show. So next up is the Women's Tag Team Championship matchup. And ultimately, we know that Lyra's partner was Becky Lynch. And so I think it's funny that they win the tag team title match here, and then the next night on Raw, Liv and Raquel just win them right back, and then we go into the Becky Lyra angle that we're going through right now, and I think that was just kind of funny, and I think also because I knew that was where we were going afterwards, I didn't really pay too much attention to this match, if I'm being honest. But Lyra makes her way out. The champs make their way out first. I should have said that. Lyra then makes her way out to the ring, and she likes burbs, can't you tell? Becky then makes her way out, and there's a shot of Liv, and she has a great facial expression. She looks concerned as all hell. And so the Irish Mega Powers lived for one whole day, only to just disband the next. Bummer. On commentary, they're like, "Are you scared? You scared, bitch? You look scared. Yeah, you scared. I know you scared. You scared, ain't you? Oh, scared looking at." But this was okay. I wasn't paying too much attention, like I said. It was okay. You're not missing much if you skip this match. The thing to come out of this is the Becky Lyra angle, and we know that. So that's really what you want. So if that's what we're going towards, then just go towards their match at Backlash, which we'll obviously cover whenever we get to that show. So next up, Stone Cold comes out, and he has to find the ramp for one. And he comes out here to make the attendance announcement. And so in total, it was 124,000 people across both nights, which that's crazy fucking numbers, man. Crazy. But wrestling's for everyone, baby. Wrestling is for everyone. So keep going to those WWE shows. Keep going to those TNA shows. Keep going to those DCW shows. Keep going to those AML shows, those Firestar shows, those AAA shows. Keep going to it all, baby. Go to it all. Wrestling is for everyone. So next up, it is main event time. And during the promo for John and Cody, it's funny seeing the part that The Rock played in this. And he just completely fucked off and was like, "All right, enough of this. I'm done. I'm out of here. You won't see me involved again." But man, seeing Cena retired, that makes me sad. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm glad I finally get to see him as a heel, and I'm glad I get to experience the tour as he's doing it. But I'm still sad that he's retiring. And so Cena makes his way out to the ring first, and BMX Raheem Rhodes is out next. It's pretty cool, though. I eventually want to get some dirt bikes myself. Get some dirt bikes, get some four-wheelers, get some land out in the mountain. That's my plan. That's what I'm working towards. And it's closer than I realize. I fully understand that, but, it's been a journey getting to that. But Cody Raheem Rhodes, one of my favorite Negroes, is out next. And I'm sad that he doesn't have the belt anymore, man. Wakanda's leader, that's our true leader right there. That's the real president. But Vegas was booing Cody. Like, what was happening here, man? People were playing just a wee bit too much to Cena. Like, what's going on? Y'all booing the icon, Cody Raheem Rhodes, excuse me. Let me say his name correctly. But Cody's family is here. And so that should have been the giveaway that he was losing. Let's be real. That was a dead giveaway that he was losing. So for this main event match, I definitely liked night one's main event a lot more. This was all right, but if I'm gonna be honest, I think I would have. If we're gonna do this, I would have flipped it. I would have had Cody and Cena on night one, and then I would have had the three-way. I don't like the sound of that. The triple threat match on night two. I would have flipped it. But that's just me. That's how I would have done it. but to each their own. But this was, Night 1's main event was a better main event to me. That's me personally. But this was okay. This had some high points. Cody Rhodes hits a suicide dive. And Cena was hitting some wrestling moves, folks. He was hitting some clotheslines, some double axe handles, getting some side headlocks in. Like, he was doing a lot. He was saying he was doing wrestling. Yeah, that's what Cena was all. Yeah, that's what Cena was all about this match. He does a slower, more methodical 5 moves of doom. He goes for the 5-knuckle shuffle on Cody, but Cody gets a shot in. Cody hits a power slam, a disaster kick, and then he starts to get a comeback going, but the crowd is booing. They're not for this at all. He hits a Cody cutter, and then that only gets a 2 count. But speaking of cutters, remember whenever John Cena would do like a springboard stunner? That was crazy. I don't want to hear nothing about John Cena can't wrestle, okay? He's been mixing it in, especially like the late 2010s. He was throwing some moves in there. He was doing some crazy shit. Anyway, Cena hits an FU for 2. He then hits the 5-knuckle shuffle. He actually gets it this time. Cody slides down the back from the fireman's carry position, though. Cena had him up on the shoulders. Cena looks for a super FU at one point off the second rope, and he actually gets it, but it only gets a 2 count. Cena then hits another FU and then goes into the ST FU, and then he has this locked in for a good while. And then Cody is making his way to the ropes. And he almost gets there. But Cena pulls him back. And Cena actually pulls him back again. But this time, whenever Cena goes to pull him back, Cody shoves him off. And the referee was behind Cena. And so the ref gets sandwiched in the corner. And so the referee is dazed and confused. From there, Cody hits a crossroads, but we don't have a referee. Cena starts to get back up to his feet, though. And he pulls the turnbuckle pad off. He then sends Cody into it twice, face first, hits another FU. The ref is back into the ring, where he's back from, he's not loopy anymore. Only gets a 2 count from that, though. Next thing you know, Travis Scott makes his way out here for whatever fucking reason. Why is this jabron here? Luckily, he eats a crossroads here in a second. But we'll get to that in just a second. He actually gets onto the apron, and then Cena grabs Cody Rhodes, and then he's holding him up like he wants Travis to take a shot at him, but Cody is able to fight off Cena. Cody then goes to swing at Travis Scott, who jumps off the apron. From there, Cody hits another crossroads on John Cena. 1, 2, Travis pulls the ref out. Travis actually steps to Cody, and then he eats the crossroads. Cena comes back in with the belt, and then he goes to hit Cody with it, but Cody is able to actually grab it, and they have a tug of war for a second. So in the process of the tug of war, Cody is actually able to grab hold of the championship, and then he goes to swing it at Cena, but he's distraught. He's having a moment. He doesn't know what to do. Cena's playing possum. And then Cena goes low. He grabs the belt, he hits him in the head with it, and then he motions for the ref to get back into the ring. The ref, stirring on the outside, gets back into the ring and counts the 3. And Michael makes a good point after this. He says Ric Flair didn't become a 16-time world champion by being nice. He was the dirtiest player in the game, and that is a fair point. And so I'm not even mad at the way that Cena did this. I'm honestly interested in everything they've done with Cena so far, and I'm interested to see his tag team match with Logan facing Cody and Jay tonight at Money in the Bank, but we'll see how that goes. And I'm also interested to see how they're going to take the belt off of him or what they're really going to do as far as that's concerned. You know, like, are they going to do the whole thing where he has the belt the entire time and he never loses it and he goes away and then they like have a tournament, crown a new champion, and then he comes back at some point and it's like, you're not the real champion, I'm the real champion. Or are they going to take the belt off of him before then? Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. But overall, this was a really good show. I really enjoyed everything that I saw. But I think I'm going to stick to my case and say that I liked night 1 just a little bit more than night 2. As a show overall, it was a fantastic fucking WrestleMania. And I'm glad that I actually took the time to sit and talk about it here on the podcast. And so here soon, we are going to be coming back with Worlds Collide, and we are also going to be talking about Backlash, and then, actually, you know what? We're going to do a dual wheel episode. Backlash and Saturday night's main event. We're going to talk about both. That's going to be a fantastic episode. Can't wait to talk about that. But WrestleMania, that was a good one. I really enjoyed everything with that. And we got a lot more Fed shows to cover. We got a lot more Fed shows. We got a lot more WCW shows. We got a lot more wrestling in general to talk about. And I enjoy also mixing in and throwing in the experiences that I have working as a cameraman and talking about my journey with wrestling so far. I think it's just a good kind of mix of everything wrestling related going on in my life. And so it's just been a great time to sit and talk about everything. And as I said before, I'm absolutely honored to work at DCW and AML. And if you haven't had the opportunity to come out to one of our shows, we would absolutely love to have you. It's family-friendly wrestling for everybody. It's action-packed. We have snacks. You'll meet great wrestlers. You'll meet legends. You'll meet up-and-coming talent. It's a great experience. And I couldn't be happier or prouder to not only have the ability to be involved with wrestling, but have the ability to watch and cover wrestling here on this platform that I have. And so I want to take the time to say thank you to everyone that has listened to all of the episodes. I want to take the time to say thank you to all of the followers, all of the subscribers on YouTube. Thank you to our new subscriber that we have gained here recently. So we have 27 subscribers over there. And so I greatly appreciate you. And thank you to all of our followers on Spotify and everybody that listens in all of the countries around the world. We're live in 7 countries, baby. And we have so many more to come. And it is because of you. And I cannot wait to talk about wrestling. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to cover. But that is going to do it for this episode of the Wrestle Ramble. If you have made it to the end, I greatly appreciate you for stopping by. If you are listening on YouTube, make sure you leave that thumbs up, subscribe to join us here at Delta 131, and turn on those post notifications so you never miss an episode of when the Wrestle Ramble goes live. If you're listening on any other podcasting platforms, go ahead and hit that follow button and leave a comment and review if you can, as that does help us grow and get in front of a bigger audience. And we would love to continue and grow and go over these next couple of years. Woo! It's a mouthful, but oh my God, baby. We got a lot to talk about. Wrestling is good. Wrestling is hot right now. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you all on the next episode of the Wrestle Ramble.